Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 7th grade concept of constant rates of change. This is standard 7.4a in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 30 of the 2024 released STAAR test. This is a new item type called graphing, and if you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we need to create a graph, and let me show you how that works before we start solving this problem. We need to select 2 points on the coordinate grid, and then a line will connect the points. So I'm just going to click anywhere here. And as you can see, once I connect that second point, right, I'm going to just basically move this around. I just need to create a line that best represents this situation. Now, once you've put 2 points on the graph, you can't really delete them in any way. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of leave these 2 points over here on the side. Let's solve the problem. And then what we'll do is we'll just move these around so that it forms the line that we want. All right, so let's look at the problem first. So 1-point problem, we either have the correct line or we don't. So we have a recipe for trail mix that requires, look at this ratio right here, 1.5 cups of nuts for every cup of dried fruit. So I can represent that, right? I can say 1.5 cup of nuts. I'm going to just put nuts. For every cup of dried fruit, I'm going to put every cup. That means 1 cup, right? 1 cup of dried fruit. I'm just going to put DF. All right, so I need to find a graph here, create a graph that best represents Y. And look what it tells us. Y is the number of cups of nuts. Okay, so I'm just going to put my Y over here for every X dried fruit. So that's Y over X. And we see that that matches us here, right? So we've got our Y axis right here, cup of nuts, right? And then our X axis, you see that right there, dried fruit. All right, so really what we're looking for is this constant rate, because hopefully we're seeing, you notice how I had Y over X. Hopefully we're recognizing that as our constant of proportionality. What is that rate, that constant that we could graph? Okay, so that's what that equals. It's that constant of proportionality, that Y over X. I just need to select 2 points. Okay, now let's just create a table of values here. Let's just see if I can create some X and Y coordinates, right? And let's see what we have here. So I've got, what do I have here? I have to begin with my X is going to be my dried fruit. And then my Y is going to be my nuts. So the only ratio that they gave me to start with is 1 cup of dried fruit equals 1.5 cups of dried nuts. Okay, so I could do that, right? So let's have an X of 1 and a Y of 1.5. So here's my X of 1 and my Y. There we go, 1.5. Well, let's say I double it, right? I just want to double it. So now I'm going to have 2 cups of dried fruit, 1.5 and 1.5 make 3. So now I need an X coordinate of 2 and a Y coordinate of 3. X coordinate of 2, there we go. Y coordinate of 3. Now that looks like a line. Let's see if I double it again, if I get to the correct spot, right? Or if I just take this 1, I'm just going to add 1 and 1.5 first before I double it again. So if I add another 1, that'd be 3. Add another 1.5, that's going to be 4.5. So look at my X of 3. My Y of 4.5 is right, look at that, it's on that line. So if I wanted to, I can actually shift this to right there and the line doesn't move. So as long as you got a line that goes through those points, that's the correct answer.